agents powered by generative UI. If you wanted and wondering what C1 by Thesis, we're going to be using it with the CoinGecko MCP. Shout out to our wonderful guest, Robbie here. Uh, I appreciate
Hey,
I appreciate you, Robbie. Thank you so much. If y'all don't know Robbie, he's the founder and as well as the CTO of Thesis. Uh, a couple of questions, Robbie. Uh, Lots of people are wondering, how did you come up with this? So many people are using generative AI to basically build full applications, but there's very few people who are using AI for UI specifically, front end automation. I'm wondering, how did you come up with this? And what were you doing before you made this C1 API by Thesis?
yeah, absolutely. So before this, actually, both my co-founder Parikshit and I were working in this company that was building customer support agents, right? And this was all new, all exciting. But one of the biggest challenges was how do you even build the UI for it? So most people that we saw and we looked outside, right, what people were doing, and they would just leave it in text. And we knew there had to be a better way, right? Text is not the best way to represent anything. Like we're going to talk about analytics. Analytics is probably the best example of why it's hard to read through 1,000 word essay and understand what you just saw. But in general, we knew that there had to be a better way for AI interfaces to work, and the human aspect of this entire thing was missing. So that's where we started. Now, obviously, this was. I want to say that we knew it from day one that we wanted to build this exact thing, but that's not true, right? We had to iterate a lot. There were a lot of back and forth on what should the API be, what should the contract be with developers. We had to make something that everyone loved, the product managers loved, the designers loved, and the developers loved. So that took some iterating, but we are here with the first practical implementation of a generative UI API, right? And I'm sure that at some point we'll discuss more about that. But yeah, that's the short story of how we came up with C1 by Thesis.
Boom. I love it. Some of my audience have already seen it as well as I've built some things with the product. We're going to go over a demo that I built a little later on. But I'm wondering for those viewers who this is their first time seeing generative UI, I'm wondering what are the use cases, the best use cases you've seen for somebody using these new technologies?
Yeah, I mean, since this is like a very horizontal technology, so to say, the same way like LLMs and in general a very horizontal piece of technology, you can build a lot of use cases with it. So the same is true for generative UI. You can pretty much adapt it for any of the use cases. But let me give you a couple of examples. Like for example, let's say you have some internal sales data, right? And you want to query it. You want to know what to do next quarter. You want to figure out, hey, do I invest more in X or do I scale back on Y, etc., etc. So now you have this awesome chat interface that can talk to your data, and there are tons of startups doing this. But most of them stop at either displaying the text in just plain markdown as a table, and a human for a human it's difficult to understand. So that is one of our core use cases. For example, let's say if you want to ask how did my sales perform in the last 3 quarters, instead of seeing like a bunch of text, you would much rather see a graph, right? And you would want to interact with that graph, drill down in that graph, etc., etc.
Yeah, 100%
Right.
agree. And
Let me give you one more example, probably for the audience out there. So, and this is more of a consumer use case, right? Like I'm sure at some point you would have put into ChatGPT, help me plan a trip. Now, obviously, like you didn't tell where do you want to go, what's your budget, etc., etc. So it will come back with a bunch of questions like, hey, where do you want to go? What's your budget? What do you like, mountains or beaches, etc., etc. And now you as a user have to go in and type in this entire essay saying, I am a 25-year-old. I like going to the mountains or the beaches. I like doing this. This is my budget, etc., etc. Versus if you just try this out on the demo that we have, and feel free to try it out live sometime. Instead of asking you these questions and expecting you to type these things, we generate a form for you. And
mm,
that form is just a couple of clicks. Select, okay, this is my budget. These are the things I like. Put in where do you want to go, and that's it. the whole experience of experiencing AI just goes up dramatically with generative UI.
I 100% agree. I remember my mom literally skipping all of the text and jumping straight to the forms, the charts that was generated by C1. It really brings to light when people think a lot of our users are, getting all of the content when really they're really here for their use case for the specific UI they're looking for. And seeing my mom skip all of the words and jump to the forms, the things that interact, the UI is always a very enlightening thing when you're trying to design a workflow, especially for an agentic workflow where it could be, stochastically generated. So always interested in the use cases, and I'm wondering, what have you seen besides just the end user use cases? I'm wondering for the developers out here, what could be built for them?
Oh, so let's say you have this SQL database with a lot of data, right? And now you suddenly can connect it via MCP into, let's say, Claude or your own tech stack, and you can build a very neat data analytics solution on top of your SQL data. So you can ask it, for example, if the SQL data is about your marketing visitors data, you can ask it how many people visited my website in the last 30 days. Is it going up? Is it going down? Etc. Etc. Now imagine that same use case with generative UI, and the answers, you still can use all your favorite tools, you can use your favorite tech stack, you can use MCPs, but now instead of returning like a text or like a table in Markdown, we actually render a graph live. So that those are some of the quickest things that you can build, and I'm sure Sean you'll show the CoinGecko one sometime. So Sean did a great thing. He connected the CoinGecko MCP, which is basically an MCP that talks about crypto data, that has the latest news, the latest trends in crypto data. And instead of asking it questions about crypto and getting like a verbose answer, it generates a live UI for it on the fly.
Yep, and we'll definitely be showing that demo, me literally quickly switching to it and seeing some random red errors. But we will definitely show that demo today. Not only the most amazing part of that is being able to not only quickly visualize data, but actually interact with it. Like there's lots of GPTs that might give you a static thing that, yeah, you can see, but being able to actually interact in real time, update the forms, the charts. Oh, we needed XYZ data, bring it in and add it to the chart in real time for users is literally something I've never seen before. And we're really getting to the point where all of these tools integrated really makes a developer really a lot faster. I would love to know. I don't know if you can talk about some of the back end partners that y'all partnered with, because I see that we kind of do somewhat have to have some connections to get the right context, to get data in there. We probably need some maybe MCP connections. Are there any like partners that y'all are partnering with to basically integrate this to be a full product with lots of back-end integrations as well as MCP tools? Do y'all have any partners?
I mean, honestly, the power of what we have built is lies in enabling developers to build those platforms,
Yep.
right? So I would love for somebody to take this and build like an open source version of Julius, for example. So
Oh,
those are the use cases that we would love to see. But yeah, I mean, end of the day, we are a developer API. Like we are meant for developers to integrate and ship their products.
boom. So yeah, if y'all are aware of Julius, being able to make all of those connections, basically a hub for these, we're obviously looking for that. I saw it was easy to put in, for example, Composio, CoinGecko. Obviously, a lot of their MCP servers instantly integrated with Thesys. So if y'all are building with MCP servers, APIs, what have you, it's super easy to connect with Thesys. All right. Next question. I have someone in the chat. And one of the things I forgot to do, if y'all were trying to check out the wonderful product, feel free, QR code right here. check out the demo. We'll probably be testing it out today, but if you wanted free credits and be able to try it out right now, the demo is right there. We'll put up some more links as we go. But just wanted to make sure y'all got a taste of what we're talking about before we actually jump into it. So the last question I have for you, and if y'all,
Yeah.
put your questions in the live chat, I will be checking it in like 5 minutes when I have some time on my screen. So I do see it coming in. But the last question I have for you was, let's say a developer was trying to onboard today. How easy is it to actually get Thesys into our infrastructure?
It's we try really hard to work on the developer experience of the entire platform, right? Like we try to make it super simple for anybody new to come and on board and quickly ship something and then obviously iterate on it. I think the easiest way today would be just go to the playground on our console, right? You can, like Sean was saying, you can integrate any MCP URL, just put it in there. You can customize your look and feel of the entire system. You can add system prompts explaining how it, like how it should behave and what it should do and what it should not do, and you can see the live output right there in the browser, just beside the configuration pane. And once you're happy, just click on get code on the top right, download that code, deploy it on Vercel, deploy it on your favorite AWS or whatever you want, and that's it.
Boom. I absolutely love it. We will be showing a demo and playing with it at the end, or y'all could already be playing with it. I sent you the link. But I kind of want to jump straight into the demo while we have some time. We're 12 minutes in. Let's jump straight to that. Let's see if I can share my screen. Um, Hear me out, Robbie. If you could just
Yeah.
let them chat. For some reason, CoinGecko is giving me a lot of errors. Um,
Okay. No worries. Let me just.
yeah, I'll have to
What do you want
I have to
me
be.
to show you?
Let's go through the let's just travel plan. I would love to. If y'all don't know,
Okay.
I travel a lot. If y'all will see me in conferences, hopefully all over America, and we do a lot of traveling here. So being able to quickly get some travel plans is usually what I'm using ChatGPT for. But if y'all don't know, I've literally only been using Thesis for a lot of these things because of the integrations, the speed at which I could go from thought and idea to actual plan, not typing in 15 paragraphs, having a conversation, type in another paragraph. And if y'all don't know, typing takes so much time for me. My fingers, if y'all don't know, developers, take care of your fingers. It takes a lot for me to be typing paragraphs, and it's not just for fun. So if I could put as little ease on my hands as possible, that's what I'm
Yeah.
looking for. But
And
hoping to,
Sean, maybe like
yeah,
we can show it side by side just to give you people a feel of how it works, right?
yeah.
Like we can show the chat GPT experience or the Claude experience on the left side, and we can show the thesis experience on the right side. That way people get a sense of, what they're getting out of thesis.
And feel free to share your screen. We're still seeing thesis. Just a
Okay. Now can you see my screen?
perfect.
Okay. Awesome. So, okay, let's see.
Perfect.
Let's say you wanted to plan a trip, right?
Yep.
Like help me plan a trip then.
Perfect.
Okay. Do you like, should I talk through this, Sean?
Um, yeah, please do. I would love to hear the whole spiel.
Okay. So I'm sure you would have put a query like help me plan a trip with ChatGPT in some point, right? And on the left side, you will see exactly the kind of response you get. Since you did not tell it where do you want to go, what do you want to do, what's your budget, etc., etc., it will come back with a bunch of questions. Now I can go in and start typing, I want to go to blah blah blah, Paris, let's say, My budget is etc etc. But that's a long essay to write. Versus on the right, when you use thesis, all you can say is, okay, where do you want to go? Paris. When are you planning to travel? Let's say last week of July. What's your travel style, mid range, and what do you like doing? Culture and history, food and dining. Nope, not into nature and outdoors. So help me plan my trip. And within like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, you can quickly fill out a form. And now not only do you get the same experience, but you get a much enriched UX for the same experience. You
Mhm.
could tell it exactly where you wanted to go, but you don't have to type like an essay of 100 words. So this is thesis in a nutshell. Like every response that the LLM gives, instead of making it like a 1,000 word essay or a wall of text, it is designed and developed on the fly in real time within your application.
Boom. I absolutely love it. If for people who don't know, I showed my parents this, specifically my dad, because I know he hates all technology. So going through my dad test of if he can use it, almost anyone can use it and understand. When he saw this screen, he skipped all of the words and started pressing the buttons that were on the left. And I think that's the real power of Thesis, being able to on the fly visualize, but also the interactables. There's so many people who skip so much of the things on the screen and only press the buttons, only press the forms, only go to the thing they're looking for. And if you could have something like this that knows the context and can give the people the things that they interact with, forms, not paragraphs, that's really where I see a lot of the power coming from, because there's so many people who are afraid of this technology or thinks it's useless because it only pops out words like on the left. But being able to interact like on the right, I think really sets this apart and really makes it shine, because there's so many people who literally just need the buttons, the icons, the things to be able to get that piece of content. So I would love for you to drill down into this one. I would love to maybe see what happens if we click on some stuff and maybe see.
Yeah, I mean, let's actually switch gears. I think um, people understood what the left side and the right side is. So let's show the real experience, right?
Yeah,
The
love.
actual experience would be something like this. And let me kick off where we left, right? Help me plan a trip. And then we'll come back with a bunch of questions. So let me quickly write Paris again, select my range, last day, last of Feb, mid range. I'm into culture and into food. Done. Plan my trip, right?
Yeah.
And now it's going to create like a well thought out itinerary, probably, of where do you want to go. Okay, so it wants to know a few more things, like what type of hotels do you want to live in. So let's say I want to stay in Airbnbs. I want to do a weekend getaway, a short trip maybe, a number of travels to, and nope. So create my custom travel plan. So if you could see, it actually remembers all the context of what I filled. Like you don't have to type in anything, but it still remembers that you said you want to go to uh, Paris and like stuff like that.
Wow.
And let's see. Let me choose Barcelona.
Boom.
So it's giving me a suggested itinerary
Yup. Where to
to
stay.
stay.
All
Right.
in wonderful tab menu navigation. I love it.
Right. So this is what you get when you integrate with Thesis in your own setup. Instead of like presenting the same boring answers to your users all the time, it in real time it's designing these outputs and it's delivering them to your end user.
Boom. And I know there are people already thinking of use cases. I see some people trying to get up. Thank you all so much for being here. Please do put your questions in the chat, on all the platforms: YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever you are. I am checking out the questions. and we'll be answering one. So the first question is, I'm seeing like images and menus. Is any way to figure out like how, like what type of components can it make? I think that's what they were getting at. Um, and the beauty of C1 is that it still has, you know, LLM properties, so you could, in theory, ask it if y'all did go to the demo, not that the demo that's top right hand corner. You can in fact try it, and one thing that definitely works is just asking it how what components can y'all make. Understand it's still an LLM, it can still help you use the product. And let's see, and we got the text with some tables, some interactive elements is showing you with the menu bar.
Yeah, let's see a few charts and data visualizations, right?
Boom. As well as, ooh, some charts, multiple colors. We have a pie chart, a radar chart, a line chart, all made kind of on the fly,
Yes.
real
And
time.
imagine connecting this to your actual data via MCPs.
Boom. That's where the real power comes in. For those who are going to see the CoinGecko one, I attached it to the CoinGecko MCP so you could get all of the wonderful crypto information and literally plot it just like that. But I'm really interested in what y'all are doing. If you're a developer listening or are trying it out, please put it in the chat. What are you thinking about making with it? Because one of the first things that just came up was literally teacher homework. I saw a teacher saying that they would be building lesson plans with this, and yeah, that's something that a lot of teachers have been bringing up to me literally just yesterday. So shout out to you, Mary. I appreciate you. All right. I appreciate the demo, Robbie. It's
Yeah.
uh, I think we should jump straight into. I think we had some more uh, enterprise level things that we could talk about. If you're a developer, please do check out the demo. Please go sign up. It's in the top right hand corner. We would love to see what you built with it. If you do end up doing that, feel free to join the Discord. I know Robbie is tirelessly in the Discord answering questions. I may be there too. So if y'all wanted to get two engineers' perspective and maybe help on building your next generative UI infrastructure, please do check out and join the Discord. All right.
Okay. Do you want to switch gears and maybe walk them through the CoinGecko example?
Actually, I'm hoping that I can quickly see if I could get that up and running, localhost, and go to my terminal and reset that. I actually think it is fine enough. Is it fine enough? All right.
I'll stop sharing my screen for now. We'll go back to this.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. Dev work. Wrong URL. Ah, localhost 3001. Apparently something's still playing somewhere. All right. If I can find back my screen, get to the demo, and can I share my screen? Y'all should see C1 chat now. CoinGecko.
Yes, we can.
All right, y'all. So in theory, you could have pulled down. Maybe I should go to that too. Uh, GitHub.
So Sean, maybe walk people through that. What this can do. Like, why did you decide to build this? Why CoinGecko MCP? Can they use other MCPs? Stuff like that.
Yep, exactly. I'm hoping I could also show them how they could do it themselves. All right. So, and I'm actually going to start literally from uh, demo, playground, where I got the MCP, all the good jazz. Okay, I got all of the links up. All right, and y'all can see the CoinGecko. So in theory, y'all, if you were starting, on crypto, you probably just would want to know like what coins are there. I don't really know anything about crypto. So like being able to uh, connect with CoinGecko, all of the information on Bitcoin at all, and be able to ask plain questions. I'm not a crypto person. I don't know anything about the coins. So being able to just go in there and ask simple questions like what are the values? Like what coins are there? What may, Obviously it won't give you financial advice, but in theory, you could ask, what would it make sense for me to invest in if I only have $5? I don't know.
Right.
But
So this is like a chat GPT for crypto. Is that right?
kind of. It has an MCP connection, so it can get crypto information, and it's connected with Thesys, so it can build up the UI for all of that information. So in this case, it's going to CoinGecko, grabbing all of the prices for the coins, and then visualizing this in a table using Thesys. So you can think of it as ChatGPT for crypto. But it is a chat GPT interface with some visual UI being generated by Thesys, as well as the CoinGecko connection, MCP.
Awesome. So more of like chat GPT plus plus for
Correct.
crypto.
With
Yes.
two extra powers, being able to get Bitcoin and coin information, as well as being able to display UI like this pie chart. Uh, if you tried to do this, it probably would give you something like I tried to do this with ChatGPT. It does not give you a great looking chart like this. Um, so if you're trying to literally on the fly visualize an API, visualize an MCP, visualize your backend, the database, uh, or a lot of the things I'm doing is trying to get a nice workflow for whatever use case I'm using, so that I could then hard code it, or what have you, or build out some of those workflows for our AI audience. But being able to on the fly say, hey, I am looking for Solana because I just see that on the screen. Um, Looking for Solana info and trending prices. Know nothing about Solana, but in theory, you could get to the point where you not only have that information at your fingertips, but it's literally a couple seconds. You don't have to go searching 15 sources to figure out who were the top coin gainers today, what coins were made today. These are the tools that CoinGecko and the MCP are calling in order to get this wonderful dashboard. And in order to get all of these things set up, um, almost no development by me. Thesis has a wonderful example repo with all of their built-in examples with connections to C1 by Thesis, whether it be MCP with C1 chat, LangChain, forms, lots of the e-commerce agent is also awesome. Lots of things that are already built out for y'all to build on top of. In this case, I started with the MCP with C1 chat, and I literally only had to update one singular line of code, and that is literally the MCP URL
Yeah.
here.
Maybe Sean, you can even show it, but I think a lot of people would probably be curious. Like,
Oh,
can CoinGecko embed this in their existing website, or do they have to create a new website? How does it work?
boom. That is a great question. And I'm hoping I have a picture of Thankfully, this can not only live in like an agent full screen, but can live in any interface, whatever your components, whether it be a side panel or floating widget, which is usual for an assistant on your application. But it can also be an actual component on your website. Oh, I wasn't sharing it.
Yeah.
Now you see it, side panel floating widget. Lots of websites use their AI assistants that way. We can live in that interface, but as you can see, we can in fact live in any interface. It is an adaptable component that can in fact live and be embedded in your layouts, or be your whole layout in terms of that full screen view. So it's not necessarily uh, stick to an AI chatbot, but have expanding to all types of AI interfaces. All right, and I'm hoping I didn't, not share anything else. Y'all seen the CoinGecko demo. Um, the last thing I would love to show y'all is the playground before we jump into some more stuff. Um, if y'all can, um, here's the playground. I'm also going to take this link and give it to y'all. Let's see if I can do that. So now y'all can play in the playground. Perfect. And it should be up there. Oh, that sucks. Oh well. All right, playground's up there, top right hand corner. If y'all also wanted to play with it while I show the demo, so you're probably used to an OpenAI playground. It has lots of models, but in this case, this is C1 Thesys's playground. Still has all of the models you can pick from. Change the creativity, the temperature of the model, as well as system prompts if you wanted to be able to guide it the same way I guided the CoinGecko. This basically able to decide what type of UI it is. Just like ChatGPT, in theory, C1 could give you any UI possible. But if you wanted to make sure you give me charts, you can, in fact, make sure that these things give you the exact UI you're looking for. And then add some MCP tool calls. This is how I added the CoinGecko. Literally going to the coin. Oh, going to the. Why isn't it right there on my screen? Okay, not up there. Um, anyway, going to the CoinGecko link, pasting in your MCP URL, and immediately getting a tool that you can use on the side that allows you to, whether it be uh, show the cast of Harry Potter, or like do any of the type of things that you would do with chat gpt or on the internet, except for get that in real time. Like in chat gpt, you probably would have just gave me a list of those casts, but being able to get maybe something that's more interactive from c1. um, my internet's going a little slow this morning. Bear with me. Uh, Getting not only a nice uh, front page for that on the fly, but being able to, wow, I actually wasn't expecting it to give me uh, uh, charts and
Charts and all.
yeah,
Yeah.
charts
Even
and
I am surprised. Like, why did it choose to give you charts? It said for values. Let's see the charts. It looks interesting. Let's see the
oh,
charts.
because I put in the prompt, make sure to give me charts. So
Okay, okay.
understand, it's really guided just like ChatGPT. It's trying its best to give you exactly what you're looking for. So the more context you give, the better it'll be. In this case, I told it to make sure it
Nice.
gave me a chart. So it gave me a chart of uh, the classmates, what school they're in, based off of
Nice.
characters.
So
So
it's almost like now you are also doing the UI development with prompts, right?
exactly. I also like to say it's also the UX. Did you want someone to see a graph of this? Probably not. Maybe we change that a little bit up, change
Yeah,
some of
maybe
the
let's do
UI.
that. Let's remove the system prompt and
Yeah.
let's add something meaningful.
All right. Instead of make sure you give me charts, can you give me scenes, descriptions, no, titles of scenes, these characters. Uh, give me the titles of scenes, these characters.
Let's do this. Like, give a list of the other movies these actors were in.
Okay. Kind of like the IMDb.
Yeah, kind of with the IMDb, exactly.
Boom. And we'll literally
Let's reset.
reset it and put in the same prompt. Boom. And hopefully we'll get something completely different instead of the charts. Hopefully we'll get something more closer to the IMDb link. We'll just get probably a menu with the other
Right.
notable movies. Boom.
I'm sure it will do something good.
Boom. So a little
Okay.
drop down menu for each of the actors with the other notable movies they've been in.
Let's try something more fun. Let's say when you're giving the titles of the other movies, create a carousel of those movies.
Boom. When you're giving the titles of the movies, give me a carousel.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, I of course messed that up. Okay. All right. And it's composing a response. I clearly messed it up with whatever I was doing over there. Let me simply refresh. And it already using the web search. And hopefully
Let's see. Let's see.
in seconds.
The demo god should be with you, right?
Yep.
Okay, it probably has to do a lot of web search to figure out all the movies, their images, etc., etc. Let's see what it does.
Boom.
Oh, okay. So you basically said giving the titles of the movies give me a carousel. So it made the carousel of the actors itself. So I think you can be more specific. But we get the point. Basically, it's like IMDb plus plus, ChatGPT plus plus for IMDb now.
Yep. And I've been hopefully we'll if y'all haven't already, let me see if I can go back here. If y'all haven't already, Playground right at the top. Definitely check it out. Sign up if you wanted those free credits and be able to play with it right now. And I would love to jump into those slides, Robbie, for some of our enterprise people and the non-developers would love some more information on Thesis.
Sure, but do you want to ask questions first? I see there are a few questions on the
Oh,
chat here. And go into the slides, but pretty much the slides are boring as always.
okay, yeah. If
They
you see
just talk
questions,
about,
yeah,
yeah.
if you see questions, feel free to just read them and we'll start. Yeah.
Sure. So most of them are saying hi to you. And Gamer is asking, is this usable for agentic slash vibe coding?
Boom. So there are ways to use this for vibe coding, but I'm kind of thinking this is more of an end product. I'm wondering what are your thoughts, Robbie?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so this, like, rather than building those images and carousels and cards one by one. You can just prompt your way through it. So if you're building an experience like ChatGPT for data, ChatGPT for IMDb, ChatGPT for CoinGecko, this is the end product. You don't need to see the code.
Boom. And bear with me, y'all. There's too many screens on my screen right now. If I miss any messages, I know I am missing messages. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Robbie, for keeping me on top of it. If you do see any questions now, please keep them coming because I'm not seeing any. They're not notifying me.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, we can go through the slides and I'll quickly browse through it because honestly, we have already discussed most of that stuff. But if anyone wants to ask any questions, please feel free. Go ahead, type it in the chat. I'm sure Sean and I will do our best to answer them.
Oh,
Right?
and the people who are on the space with me who can hear us and jump on the mic, please do if you have questions. We are listening. It's so much easier if you just start talking. So shout out to the 10 people in the Twitter space on Twitter. If y'all wanted to speak, feel free. We are here with your questions, or you could put it in the chat. Why isn't the chat working for this? Okay. Anyway, so much tech. I appreciate y'all. And okay, my notification just got bombed with some questions. What they went straight back to the use cases. So can I generate a whole page on the fly for every user and they be completely different? Um, yes, you can, but I'm hoping you find a workflow in which you kind of get some consistency for your users. That if you found the use case where you did in fact want completely whole different page, yes, you could do that. Um, but yeah, if that's your use case, fine. Like let's say you were trying to make a completely different thing for everybody, if they were expecting that, completely fine. But yeah, I would love some your perspective on that, Robbie.
Yeah, like you pretty much said, right? If the end result uh, should be like user experience, right? If the user is expecting that kind of an experience, let's say in e-commerce, like all landing pages are customized, segregated by cohorts and people who like what and people who buy what, right? So in those kind of situations, definitely makes sense to try something like generative UI. But it makes a lot more sense when you're building an agentic system, like you're building a chat gpt for e-commerce, or you're building a chat gpt for data, like we just described.
Yeah. So yeah, if y'all could connect to some tools that'll give you a consistent like your database entries, somebody gets a nice dashboard with their data, something that they would expect. I'm trying to make context specific workflows so that you know what your user is looking for. You give them that rather than just giving a random every single person just gets a wholly fully blown page. Hopefully you get more context specific for your users. All right. I don't know if you see any questions on your side, Robbie, but I think that was all the questions I'm seeing. If y'all do have more questions, do put it in the chat. Check out the Discord that me and Ravi be hanging out. If y'all did have any further questions, we are in there daily answering them. So feel free to shoot them there as well. If we do miss your questions on the live stream or we don't catch it afterwards, please do still leave them. We would love to be hear what y'all are building. All right.
Yeah.
You should just go to the slides now.
Okay, I'll quickly browse through this because I'm sure nobody wants to see slides on a live stream. So
Exactly.
let me.
I was just gonna expect you to just talk through them and just go
Yeah,
quick. Yeah.
yeah. So, like I initially mentioned, we started this company around a year back, right? I mean, we started it from Google, Nutanix, Stripe. The, the initial founding team is from these places. And then the whole topic for today was building analytics agents with generative UI. That's where all the demos that we showed came in, right? And why I think we did not get a chance to discuss this. Why should you do this in the first place, right? Why not just have dashboards? The problem with dashboards are like they generally take days, if not weeks, to build,
Yeah.
and you are looking at an answer to your business problem, right? Why did my sales go down, or why did my marketing campaign not perform as well? So in that loop, wasting a lot of time and effort, going through multiple hops, multiple teams, requesting a new dashboard, etc., is just a giant pain. And that's where generative AI comes in, right? Before generative AI, you probably had to go to another team, get a dashboard built, understand all the data, etc., etc., and then iterate with them because the dashboard was not exactly what you wanted in the first place. And that's where these AI solutions come in. Analytics plus LLM is one of the best use cases for LLMs, in my opinion, because it lets you query your data in natural language, right? Like, I want to know that I want to look at my sales data or the marketing data for the past 3 quarters, but I don't really know how to convert that into a SQL. I don't even know the schema to, even if I know SQL, I don't know how is it stored in my database. So that's where AI comes in and says, "Hey, why don't you just ask in natural language?" But now the problem is, because AI just spits out text, it's hard for you to consume that information back, right? In the old world, you had these beautiful visualizations, filters, etc., etc., but now you're suddenly supposed to read like a bunch of text. So even though analytics with AI makes your life easier in one way, it just makes it so much harder in the other way. That's why thesis exist, and that's why generative UI is the answer to this problem. That what if you combine the best of both worlds? You don't start building dashboards for every use case, but rather you let the you let the end user who wants to know about the data ask questions in natural language, and you figure out the right visualization for it automatically.
Boom.
That's what we do. That's why we are here for. We call ourselves front-end infrastructure for AI agents. Like, in the same way Stripe is the payment infrastructure for the internet now, this can be the like building block for way more powerful systems in AI than they are today, right? And it is built for production analytics, among other things. So the data visuals are generated in real time. It supports all data sources, like Sean was mentioning, and it ridiculously increases your go to market and speed of development. So that's why people use Thesis, and that's why people love Thesis. The integration is as easy as it could be. I mean, probably different time and place to go into the details of how it works, but all you need to do is integrate the backend, change the base URL, integrate the front end SDK, and then done. A couple of steps generally takes people anywhere like less than a week. Most people generally do it in a day or two, right? And once you do this, then all your responses now go from just spitting out text to a live designed UI on the fly.
Yeah.
So it is inherently composable. It is it can be used in a variety of form factors. It can be a side panel, it can be a full screen, it can be a floating widget. So for example, if you already have a business app, if you have CoinGecko, for example, right? If tomorrow they wanted to build a co-pilot within their own application, they can use Thesis. It's not limited to just being a full screen experience like ChatGPT. And everything that gets delivered with Thesis is responsive by default, takes care of all the brand guidelines, takes care of all the accessibility guidelines. So it's almost like the best version of UI you could have made, but now it's being generated automatically. Like Sean already showed you, it's inherently controllable, right? The UI development cycle, probably you know better of what your users want than us or a generic LLM model. So you can always guide it and say, when this happens, ask for this, right? And now your entire UI life cycle can be condensed to prompts. It is customizable, like Sean was showing. It can adapt to your brand, it can adapt to your brand colors, your font, your entire design system for that matter. And that's it.
Boom. And do check out the demo if y'all are want to check out all of the cool products, get the free credits, as well as check us out in the Discord. Please do scan the QR codes. All right, Robbie, I appreciate you. Uh, for those who made it this far, thank you so much for spending time with us. If you were trying to build analytics agents powered by generative UI, do check out C1 by Thesis. You can also check out the CoinGecko repo and example doc. Hopefully it'll be in the live stream as well as in some of the chats. But if you're looking for it, feel free to check out that Discord. We're there every day answering questions. So if you had any, if you wanted any more resources or needed anything when it comes to generative UI, check out Thesis. Thank you so much, Robbie, for your time. And for those who came and spent their time with us, thank y'all. And we'll definitely see you in the next one.